Hey, Fig fam. Guess what? We're at Figapalooza. And I'm here with one of my great Carolinian buds, Josh, the plant techie.
Hey, everybody. Josh here.
So, Fig fam, I want to talk to him about figs, what he knows about it, what he's looking forward to getting out of Figapalooza and talking about figs. And then I have questions for him on what to do after figs. Figs are often a gateway fruit for me to delve into other types of fruit trees, which I call cross-training. And Josh is so good at growing fruit trees. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's talk fruit trees. What do you
All
want
right,
to know?
tell me about your figs, what you've found to work, why you grow figs, and what you're struggling with.
So when I started with figs, I didn't realize that you could really grow them in a bush. So I trained my first figs as a tree. not really.
Which is, they're beautiful that way.
Yeah, which is great. So to protect the bottom from rabbits, because I thought rabbits might nibble at them, but I'm not sure that rabbits eat fig roots or fig.
No, I mean things will. They'll get chewed up, especially in the wintertime. But that's like you hear about the families up in Philadelphia with the rats getting under the wrapping of the fig trees.
Okay. So yeah, so I planted them and sort of treated them like a normal fruit tree, but they're sort of different. Like they're not like your everyday fruit tree. They really are unique, and
on so many levels.
On so many levels. And what I found is that, first of all, they grew really fast compared to other fruit trees.
Yes.
Like
that's why they're so great to grow.
Yeah.
Because they grow so much faster than a pawpaw tree, or a lot of stone fruits for that matter, maybe. But stone fruits can get some good growth on them in a year.
Yeah, but it seemed like the figs, I mean, you could get 6 foot of growth in 1 year, and none of my other fruit trees would do that.
Oh, man.
It's completely rare.
Anything compare?
Mulberries.
Mulberries. And that makes sense because it's the same family.
Exactly.
In fact, when I was talking with Josh, I was like, where do I go from here? If I have so many other figs, what's next on my list? What's going to behave kind of like a fig, but have its own behaviors and characteristics I can adapt to?
So if I started with figs and I wanted to go mulberries, yes, that makes a lot of sense. They grow very similar, especially dwarf mulberries.
I could use a dwarf mulberry because they get big.
Yeah, if you get an American native red mulberry, they will grow 30 feet tall. And within probably 5 years, if you just didn't do anything and had it in really rich soil and full sun, it could get 20 to 30 feet
Would it
tall.
droop down so I could get those fruits, those mulberries?
Good. And a buddy of mine, he actually cuts his off every year like 3 feet tall, and then he'll get like 8 feet of growth out of that spot and then harvest it.
So you can rejuvenation prune every year.
Yeah, you can do the same thing you would with a fig.
And you can do that with a fig tree. In fact, there's a lot of people that cut fig trees down to the ground.
It's the same type of thing, and it's amazing what they will do. They want to live, and they will put out new growth. If you cut them to the ground, you'll get 8 sprouts that'll come up the next year. 4 to 6
I
feet.
love that.
Yeah. So
because mulberries are so sweet. The mulberry pie, come on now.
Now, mulberries can be messy, so I always try to tell people, if you're going to grow mulberry, don't grow it over a sidewalk, because if you do, you're going to regret it.
Oh, purple sidewalk?
You have a purple sidewalk, and you'll track it inside, and they're prolific.
If it's near a shed, you just paint your shed purple.
Yeah, and there's really 3 different types of mulberries. I mean, there's white, red, and I think it's Pakistani or Asian mulberries.
Got it. The Pakistani ones I've seen pictures of, they're so long.
They are really long, and they're all different. And so I'm a big fan. I think I got 1,000 mulberries off of my tree this year, and it was 6 feet tall.
So you just need one mulberry tree.
You just need one mulberry tree.
You don't need a second one.
Nope.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Just like anything else, if you have another one, cross-pollination will increase the quality of the fruit and the quantity of the fruit.
Do they propagate like figs?
I've never tried, but I bet you they would.
I think that they do. And so comment section, if they do propagate, I think they do. Let me know if you guys do mulberries. So mulberries are on the list after figs.
Yep.
What's next?
Well,
stone fruits?
If you're going to go down the bush vibe, or if you're going to go to fruit tree full.
So go like the pineapple guava route?
I love pineapple guavas. They are a favorite of mine. But you have to be a pretty warm climate. A lot warmer than figs, because they're only hardy down into like the low teens.
So that's what I'm zone 8B.
It would work here.
So I planted one in the ground. It made it through the winter.
Okay.
So I think I made it. So we're going to go with zone 8B, maybe A. and higher?
I'm 8A.
You're 8A. Oh, when you're pushing the limits of the year.
And it's working out.
How do you say the Spanish word of it? Fajoya? Fajoya?
Fajoya? I don't know, but I love it. I love it. What I do with them, I'll cut them in half and scoop them out with a spoon and eat the inside.
Okay.
That's how. Now you can eat the skin of them.
That sounds like you would eat like maypop like that.
Yeah.
Or passion fruit.
Yep.
But they're very different fruits.
But you can eat the whole thing. I just don't want to.
So I have one, but you need more than one to pollinate, is what I learned.
You do. Yeah, and they need to be 2 different varieties. So
I have a
they have to be
Ramsey.
genetically different.
Okay, genetically
Yeah,
different.
if they were cloned from the same plant, they would not cross-pollinate.
Oh,
So you need to have 2 different varieties.
awesome. Okay, so right now we have mulberries, we have pineapple guava. I have my first persimmon tree.
Ooh, I love persimmons. Oh.
It's a Japanese persimmon, but it's also astringent.
Oh, okay.
It's called Jumbo persimmon. It's apparently it's huge. I got mine from the Millennial Gardener, and I am stoked because the fruit on his tree looks incredible. They look like Christmas tree ornaments. Is the only thing I can compare them to.
And they're egg-shaped. These are not the round ones that are more apple-shaped.
Right, they're egg-shaped. They're not the Fuyu persimmon. That's
I've
more
got a Tanishi, I think the same type of thing. It's an astringent Asian, and they are globulous.
But he's almost like wait till like even after a freeze or a frost or something, and then they just get straight gooey deliciousness.
Well, what'll happen is all the leaves will fall off the tree, and all you see are the persimmons on the tree. So it looks like Christmas tree ornaments.
A Charlie Brown Christmas tree ornaments. But that's amazing.
Yeah.
And so, but now I need a non-astringent as well, I think.
Well, the astringent ones tend to be more gooey than the non-astringent, because I've
Right.
got both. So the non-astringent, you can cut and eat like an apple, and you can slice and dry them. But the gooey astringent ones, like it's literally like you cut it open and it's like dripping out gooey goodness.
Wow.
So you gotta be really prepared for that texture.
Now, I did learn that you have to grow those from seed and maybe graft on top. You can't do any sort of propagate. Maybe you could do propagation, but it's very difficult.
So I've got 60 American persimmons that I've grown from seed this year.
60. 60.
60. Actually, I had like 100 seeds. It's probably 60 pots with like 80 plants in them. And I'm going to graft Asian persimmons onto all of them next year.
Oh, nice.
Because I've got all this scion wood from all my different Asian persimmon varieties. And then I'll graft them next year. And I did it a couple years ago, and I probably got, I don't know, a dozen trees out of it.
What's your success rate grafting? Are you like near 100?
Persimmons are hard. Citrus are a lot easier. So
Okay.
My graft rate for citrus is probably like 80%, but persimmons, it's really 50%.
I'll take 50.
But I do cleft graft, which is really like a beginner's graft. You can do whip and tongue, which works better for citrus, but probably not for persimmons, from my experience.
Why would it work better for those? Is it because it's unlignified stuff?
Well, it's
Is it a
just
lignification
about how
wood?
the cambium layer lines up.
Got it.
And whip and tongue makes a better contact that's more contiguous.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because the goal is, if the more cambium layer that you get connecting to each other,
Yeah.
the more chance of success that the graft will take.
Because that is where the sap is going to flow through to the graft.
Exactly.
Got
And
it.
of course, not letting it dry out. You want to cover it up.
And that's the same with fig trees.
Yeah.
When you try to graft onto that, I think I just need to be better about it. I try to use the parafilm wax a lot,
Yep.
and then do grafting tape as well.
Yep.
But that's great to know. Now we've covered mulberries. Now we've covered pineapple guava. And then we have covered persimmons. And we haven't even touched on stone fruit.
Stone fruit. My personal favorite stone fruit has got to be plums.
Plums.
Probably Japanese plums.
Japanese plums. Why is that? Just out of the straight bricks count sweetness?
They're sweet, they grow really fast, they put out a lot of fruit, and where I live, they just do a lot better than the European plums.
So, you know what's great that I heard about that, and this is why we love figs, is that people want fruit now. So what I focus on is finding something that's going to give you fruit fast, things that grow fast. As much as we want that slow growth, I think if you were to buy something that grows slowly, you have to, it's almost like succession planting with veggies and stuff, like get fruit trees that'll keep you happy along the way until you get there.
Yeah.
And so finally in 20 years when that pawpaw is ready for you, you have a whole other food forest that welcomes it in.
Yeah, I have some really large pear trees, and it's 7 years.
Ooh, 7 years.
7 years before it fruited.
Now, do they start bumping? Like, do you get bumper crops after that 7 years? with proper pollination?
I wouldn't say bumper crop. I don't know, 30 to 50. But then every
That's
year,
enough for a household, though.
every year it doubles or triples. So there'll be, at some point, I'll get 500 pairs off.
That is incredible.
Unbelievable the amount. But once they start fruiting, you see a huge exponential amount of fruit coming off of them.
That is great. That is so great. Like,
so it pays off, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like you put in a long-term deposit, you know.
right. And you look for that growth over time.
Yep. And my advice to growers is mix it up. Get some stuff you're going to get fruit fast, but then put in some fruit that you're going to have to wait for, so that you can get a little bit now, but then a lot later.
Stagger it in. And so that's what you got your figs. Figs are going to fill that beginner void so easily, and they'll carry you through for the rest of your life. Then we're going to move into the mulberries, because it seems like their growth rate is comparable.
Yep.
Then we're going to move into, what did we say? Do you think pineapple, guava?
Or citrus.
Or citrus.
If you're in an area that you can grow citrus in the ground, or if you want to do container citrus.
And I think the trick with container citrus, too, is like if you just need warm enough weather for it to ripen in fruit, if you're okay wheeling it inside in the winter, just know that in the outside it just needs to be able to have some heat to grow with.
Yeah.
Right?
And there are some cold hardy varieties that you can get.
For sure. Stan McKenzie.
Yep, I've been there.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He really...
He's got all the varieties.
He's passionate about finding the cold hardy varieties that taste amazing. So like my Owari Satsuma, my Brown Select Satsuma, Kimber Satsuma, his Meyer Lemons, Kumquats.
I got my Owari Satsuma from him.
Nice, dude.
It tastes amazing.
It's so good. It's so sweet. And it's just like, why buy a box of clementines at the grocery store when you could just grow it at your house you are in zone 8 and further south?
Absolutely. I mean, homegrown citrus is so much better. You pick it off the tree, you can eat it right there. It's hands down flavorful, way more than grocery store.
This is like such a good densely packed interview, because people are with me on the fig journey for the past few years now, and I hope, like, if they're as excited as I am about gardening in general, that diving into the worlds of these other fruits, this is kind of setting a path for me to move into it. So I really got to thank you, man.
It's time. It's time for you to branch out. You have a lot of other types.
It's time for me to...
You're not just a one fig show here.
No.
Okay.
It's time for me to branch out. A well-rounded Phil's Food coming at you.
From Phil's Figs.
From Phil's Figs.
Food.
Phil's Figs, the parent company. Don't you sweat. I'm still Figs forward. My name's Phil. It's got to be there.
Well, you've got it all figured out.
Oh my gosh. We could do this all day. All right, Fig fam. I got to let you know that you got to subscribe to Josh. Follow his videos. He is so densely packed full of great content that if you want to learn, he's got your back. So follow him on Instagram. Follow him on YouTube. Are you on Facebook too?
Yeah, Facebook.
Facebook. TikTok?
TikTok, yes.
He's on
all
TikTok.
I'm on all of them.
I'm not on TikTok.
Yeah, my whole passion is everybody should have a home orchard, and you got to start today. That's my passion.
So Fig fam, oh dude, you're the man. So if you guys like this, subscribe to both of us, Plant Techie, Phil's Figs. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Nice, dude.
How's that?
That was great.
Was that fun?
That was fun.